Barcelona have been long known for their fantastic youth setup and their ability to identify players from all over the world and develop them into world-class players through the infamous La Masia. Just this past year we've seen Ansu Fati emerge from the ranks, who since making his debut at 16 years old, has gone on to become a key player, passing up French internationals Antoine Griezmann and Ousmane Dembele in the squad's pecking order. The list of La Masia graduates turned world-class players is an endless one. However, it must be noted that the academy tends to produce world-class midfielders, more so than any other position. We all know Xavi, Iniesta, Busquets and Fabregas are just four of several La Masia products that over the years have went on to become some of the best midfielders of their generation. However, since Thiago Alcantara's departure to Bayern in 2013, arguably the most promising central midfielder to come out of La Masia has been 20-year-old Riqui Puig, a wonder kid who, while undersized at 5'7", underweight at 123 pounds, has given Kulus every reason to believe that he is the future of Barca's midfield. With today's video, we'll be breaking down how good Puig has been since breaking into the first team, and try to project just how good he can become in the future. For more football content, make sure to subscribe to the channel, like the video if you enjoy what you see, and let me know down below in the comments which wonder kid you'd like to see me cover next. We got a whole lot more of this to cover in the future. So Riqui was born in August 1999 in Barcelona, and at age 9 began his football career at UFB Terrasa, starting at the same club as new teammate Sergio Busquets. At 14 years old, Puig would make the move to La Masia, where from 2013 onwards he would begin to learn the Barcelona way. Riqui consistently performed with the Barca youth teams, and after establishing his worth among a star-studded academy, was promoted to Barcelona B. Puig made his B team debut at a time where Barca B were playing Segunda division, Spain's second-tier league. The same year in the Copa del Rey, Puig debuted with the senior team, coming on in the second half and recording an assist his very first game. Over the last couple of years, Puig had become the main man in midfield for the B team. It was then when fans and those involved with the club soon realised just how good he was, and demanded he was promoted to the first team as soon as possible. Despite requests from fans, Puig was not called up nearly as much as he should have been, and was limited to first team cameos here and there. Despite Barca's ageing midfield, it seemed as if former manager Ernesto Valverde was the reason behind Puig and other youngsters' lack of playing time. Valverde was simply too stubborn to give La Masia players even the opportunity to prove they could hold their own. When it came to substitutes, he would favour the senior over the youth every single time. Because of this, Puig found himself in the same position as Elena and several other young players, debating whether or not to stay and outwait Valverde's tenure as manager, or move elsewhere for guaranteed playing time ASAP. Puig supposedly had one foot out the door till several club legends vouched for his cause, with Fabregas saying he could one day reach Iniesta's level, till Iniesta himself publicly encouraged Puig to stay put, with a heartfelt message telling the youngster to quote, "trust his talent." Fortunately for Puig, the sacking of Valverde and appointment of Setien gave Puig's Barca career new hope, and in Setien's very first game, Puig appeared as a substitute, and has since made everything of these opportunities. He put together a series of impressive performances, including a masterclass against Bilbao that had all the local papers and fans pushing for him to be a starter, and when given the opportunity to start, Puig made that position his own, proving to everyone that despite his age and inexperience, he's already one of the club's best midfielders. And when starting in the biggest game of the season against Atletico, he was Barca's man of the match in a draw that, to no fault of Riqui Puig's, in all likelihood cost them the La Liga title. So what's next for Riqui Puig? Well, short term ahead of him in the pecking order remains veterans such as Vidal, Busquets, Rakitic and soon to be Pjanic, all of whom are over 30 years old. With Artur going the other way in the Pjanic transfer, Frenkie de Jong is really the only other midfielder who's going to be around long term, which actually suits Puig as much as anyone, who not too long ago was entertaining offers from elsewhere due to a lack of opportunity. For any other team in the world, Puig's performances since the restart would have cemented his place as a first team regular, but when factoring in the incompetence of Barcelona's upper management, it really wouldn't be all that surprising in a week's time to see him swapped for Fabregas in a deal with Monaco to balance the books. There is a thing or two Puig can learn from these senior players, but all in all it would be in the club's best interests to let go of what I consider dead wood and allow Puig to become the main man in midfield. Talent is not a question with him. He has vouchers from every former Barca midfielder imaginable and will be the future of the club if the club gives him time to develop. Barca over the past few years have wasted a lot of promising young talent. Carlos Elena is unfortunately shaping up to be the most recent example of that. So if a few years from now Puig is playing for Celta or another mid-table La Liga club, just know that Barca have yet again failed to develop one of their own. It's obvious to anyone that has watched him play that he has it all to be La Masia's next great homegrown Barcelona midfielder. So my message to Quique Setien's successor, whoever that might be, play Riqui Puig, allow him to develop, and Barcelona Football Club will have a world-class midfielder for the next decade. But as always, this is just my opinion. I'm more than interested to hear your thoughts and feedback down below in the comment section. How good do you think Riqui Puig is right now, and how good do you think he can become in the future? Comment play Puig so I can tell the reals apart from the fake who made it up to the end. Let me know which young player you'd like to see me cover next. I'll see you guys next time, and peace.